Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. This is coffee time, and today is again 31 December 2022, and this is quarter for 12. Almost Happy New Year. And without killing the time, let's straight dive on it. What we wanna do today. As you remember here, we had here an endpoint, as you saw the last videos, and that was about a post method, which is here, and we are here in this channel. I'm talking about the keys and small things that maybe, because this is HTML post and you accept here an object of employee, and here you are going to save it in your database. But here in this process there are several ways to do specific things. And now, like this is now our structure. Here is an employee class. Employee class has an uh, collection of addresses, which is this class, and addresses has an object of something, and something is this. And just I try to show a chain. And now, as you see, this is what we made in the last video, and this is perfectly fine. Okay, and now let's see other method of working. Now, for example, here I can say here I need a constructor here, and the rules of constructor, the name of the class, and here I want to say my constructor has two parameter. One is just employee name, say, and the second one is string as employee ID. I mean, I say here uh, employee ID, and here I have employee name, which I want to initialize these two. And here then I say uh, employee ID is equal to employee ID, and here employee name is equal to employee name, which is like this, and I'm going to remove this. Okay, and here again we have some other things, and we have here also a list of addresses, and here let's say uh, the name addresses here, let's say in my constructor, when you invoke this constructor, initialize this list, just fill this list up for me. And that's like this. I say here addresses, this I want to say this addresses, what you see here is just equal to new, for example, hash set of addresses. And hash set of addresses is just a list. Let me tell that. And here maybe you can't put repeated values here. Okay, and now this is my class, which is has to make with to deal with this class, and I can again here declare a constructor here, but this is not the case. I can just comment this also something, but let's stay here because my database structure also support this. And now I have made some change in my classes, which now we are using constructor. And now let's go to our controller, and here I want just repeat that. I want to say here, now I want to say I have here an object of employee, like for example emp, and what's the key here? I want to make new employee. Okay, this new employee, if you take a look here, there is no argument given that required for your constructor. Okay, here I want to say, when you want to make an employee for me, you have to accept an ID and a name. where is coming this ID and name? I want to say that request which is coming, it has a ID with and a name, and I want to say here it accept request first parameter, it accept here, take a look. First parameter is integer, the second was a string. Okay, let's check. I want to say first one is integer. I want to say request request dot employee ID, and again request dot employee name, because I say here I expect here that incoming object is a type of employee which should contain ID and employee. Okay, and here let's say I want to say now here employee ID is equal to this ID, employee name is equal to employee name, and we had also something else, addresses also. Okay, which is, and addresses is equal to request dot addresses, and I close it. And here let's say context dot employee dot, for example, add this object for me, and after that context dot save changes. Okay, and now let's check. We can make a change to our database with incoming object. Let's run this for a while. Okay, now I want to post to my controller, which is, I'm seeing really bad, that's why I make it big. Okay, this is my object. I want to say now I have employee and I have more than one addresses, which I expect each employee should have more than one addresses. And for that thing, here I want to say this is addresses, and I want to make second addresses, and this is 1 2 1 2. I copy this and I say this object has two addresses. Okay, the name is test1, for example, and address 1, employee address 1 is fff ggg. Okay, let's execute this and we have a problem, which is we have to check let me check my code. Let me check my employee class. Here I don't know, here employee ID, I think because we use an entity framework here, ID, I think we don't have to make a deal with ID because that is auto-generated column. And let's just remove this and now run it again, and let's see, or it's what we expect. Again, I'm repeating exact same progress. Again, I'm going to copy this. I say here that is this one, and that's dd ff, and name is ss. We have again constructor type must point if, let's check request dot employee name, and I'm not seeing really something wrong here. Oh, employee name, see here, employee name is equal to this employee name. Let's again run it. Or maybe ID we had. That's just really bad of me. Let's again test it. Or I think ID, we don't need that ID. I think let's, for example, say xxx ccc, and here is zzz. Execute this, and at least we have 200. Okay, true. Let's check our database. The name is null, and let's check addresses. We have it, ccc ccc zzz, or xxx. Let me, oh no, xxs. Okay, we have that. And why we have a name as 0? Let's check name. Why we have a name as 0? Let me check this again. Employee name zzz was. We don't have zzz here. Why we don't have zzz employee name? Let's check it. I think we have some other faults. And happy new year. employee name. Let's say this is this, and like this. Run it again. (2023). This is the starting of new year. That's what zzz again, xxx, and zzz. Execute this. 200, yes. Employee name zzz. Addresses, look, when you wanna check it, just say it's this zzz is number 14, and I'm going to my address table, employee ID 14, and we get a list of addresses there. And this is how it works, and I want to stop it right now. And imagine you get a list here, list of employees, which is here. Okay, for example, here, if I want to say, for example, I have here a list of employee, which is, I want to say, instead of one coming of object employee, I have a list of object, which is this. I want to say here, look, I have here one employee with more other. I want to say here it's coming more employee. Instead of one, maybe I get 10. Okay, and for that, let's do like this. We want to save. We have a list of employee, which is, I want to say, my data, for example. Okay, and when I say that's my data, again I say here that is a for loop in request, which is, when I say request, it's mean my request is a list of something. It say take a for loop in that list. If it's 2, it's 2. Okay, and then I want to say here my data dot add, but not x. Here new employee. I just copy this because we want to make our code, and in that employee we have again a list of uh, things there like this. My data dot add employee name, uh, and like this, my data dot add employee, which is, I don't need that one. I want to say now here and now here say this, and now here I want to say x dot uh, employee name is equal to x, which is this one, and here is x dot addresses. What is this, bro? And like this, and what is this, and here just copy this to put it somewhere here, and here just x, nope, not there, come here, x, I think that's this. Let's now rerun it. I hope this is okay, because I have no clue or it's going to, because that was not the plan. Okay, and now we want to make here, this is, if we take a look what is changed here, we have now array of object employee, which each of those have employee and those. And for that thing I want to say, I want now copy this whole object and say that's JSON format. We have now two objects. Okay, we have now here two object, which is now I want to add for first one also second address, and for the second one also second address. With other words, we have now two object of employee, object A, and let's say object address A, and employee name is B, for example, and we have here BB and BBBB. Just let's test. At least we have 200, and we expect to get first object A and object 2 in my database, object A and 2, object A and B, and let's check for object A number 15 in our database. Look, number 15, number 16, we have all of those things. Beautiful. Okay guys and ladies, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all good wishes to you and your family, and have a nice day.